Here we are at the log yard. This is one of the places you can get your wood. You can get it from fallen trees, though you want to watch for rot and especially powder post beetles. With that, you won't have trouble with powder post beetles in the winter, but as soon as spring hits, they'll go pretty quick. I once cut a 100-foot tree that had powder post beetles in the very top of it that had died 3 months before I cut it. So they are fast little buggers. So you can get it from salvage places, you can get it from tree companies, you can get it from sawmills, and you can get it from log yards. Log yards are sort of brokers of the wood world. They buy from tree companies and then they sell trailer loads of a specific kind of wood to mills, over to China, wherever it's being bought. So these logs that we're standing here very well may end up with in China. It's very much a world market for this wood. Prices vary drastically month to month, but a log like this can be, $100 to $200, something like that. So this is a pile of red and white oak logs. The log yard will sort the logs by grade. So these are all veneer grade logs, which is the highest grade of hardwood. So let me just go through and show you some of the things I look at when I'm looking at logs. This is a really gorgeous log here. You can see the pith is more or less in the center, which is something I look at. It's got fairly wide growth rings, not real wide, but fairly wide. I'm not totally sure what kind of oak this is, but I think it's a northern red oak, which is the kind I like the most. The junior over here on the truck would be able to tell you exactly what it is. But yeah, northern red oak is the red oak that I like the best. It's very straight, even, looks really nice. I wouldn't hesitate to get that log, and it's not too big. It's not going to crush my trailer. That's an important consideration. So this is the top end of the log. I always look for butt cut logs, which is the first 10 to 12 feet of the tree. The next cut is more likely to have knots and defects. This is a white oak log down here. You can see this is the very butt where the tree hit the ground. There's the hinge where they cut it down, and you can see how it flares here. It's called buttress wood, I think, or something, but it's not. That wood is not really very useful. So if I was going to use this log, I'd probably cut that off right there to get rid of that flare. That crack doesn't bother me at all. You'll tend to see more defects on the butt, very butt of a log, than you will up at the top. So even things like ring shakes and stuff on the butt cut, or the butt of the butt cut, I don't even think about. So looking through here, here's one that has ring shakes. I don't know what causes it, but there are cracks that go concentric with the growth rings. The growth rings separate there, which doesn't ruin the entire log necessarily, but I wouldn't use anything from that crack in, and I'd be skeptical about some of these growth rings outside of that crack. But sometimes you'll see logs like this that have really bad ring shank on the firewood pile, and that can be a really good deal. You can see another crack right there, and even a knot down here. And then this one is a huge white oak log, really pretty, too big for me, but you can see this nice crack here, which is exactly what you want. When you see cracks that are opening up like that, it probably means that the log's going to split really well. So I like to look at this log. It's got nice even growth rings. The pith is in the center. It's, if it wasn't so daggone big, I'd jump on that log. So that's sort of what I look at the ends. I want centered pith. I want, preferably no ring shake. And I also look to see if the sapwood's nice and white. because that kind of is an indication of how old the log is, especially in the summer months when that sapwood tends to turn fairly quickly. So let's walk around to the side and take a look at the side of these logs. These look really nice. There's one defect on this one right here. You can see there's a knot, which doesn't ruin the whole log, but if I had a choice, I probably wouldn't buy that log unless it was like half the price of all the others or something. I try not to haggle with a log yard guy too much. He's doing me a favor by letting me come out here, and so when he gives me a price, I just jump on it and say, thank you very much. Thanks so much for letting me come out here and have a nice day, you know, because he's selling $5,000 trailer loads every couple hours, so I'm just chicken feed to him. You can also see down here, this is a subtler defect, but you can see how the grain kind of, there's a bulge right there in the log, and the bark kind of flows around it in a sort of weird way. There's probably a knot or several knots up under that. In fact, I can even see a branch up there. So that this log would be suspect in my opinion. But those kind of subtle things that you don't notice when the guy's standing over your shoulder wanting to know which log you're going to buy will cause you a lot of grief when you get home. But the rest of these logs look really nice. You know, they don't. This one doesn't taper very much, which I really like. If it tapers a lot, when you split out the piece of wood, it will taper too, and that's kind of a pain. So, yeah, these are really nice logs. You also want to look to make sure the bark doesn't spiral around the log as it's growing, because that'll mean that the grain inside the log will spiral too. So you want to look for nice, long, even stripes of the grain there. I don't know if you can see it, but these white, this is the red oak log, and these flat plates are the indication of northern red oak. So when you're looking at red oak logs, if you see those plates, that's what you're looking for. That's the kind of log you want right there. So a lot of these are northern red oak. So that's kind of what I look at when I'm going to the log yard.
This is Joshua Farnsworth. If you're interested in learning traditional woodworking with hand tools, visit my website at woodandshop.com, where you can find free video tutorials, workshop tours of amazing traditional woodworkers, and tool buying guides. You can ask questions and share your projects with thousands of woodworkers on my free traditional woodworking forum. Make sure you subscribe to my regular blog posts, and also check out my 10 steps for getting started in traditional woodworking. Enjoy!